Hello guys. So the World Cup is upon us, and a lot of things are happening in the football world. A lot of managers are coming out talking about the danger and the effects that their teams might, or the consequences that their teams might suffer after the World Cup is okay. It's starting as it is being played in the middle of a season. Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta came out on live television, or was it television, or maybe a paper or something, complaining about the danger of how the World Cup will affect their season. How would the World Cup affect their season, you may wonder? Well, because they have especially Manchester City, has a lot of players that are going to Qatar World Cup 2022. And maybe that could answer some questions why Manchester City players were playing like they were doing against Brentford, where they just felt like they didn't have energy, they didn't have somebody, maybe they were hesitant, didn't want to pick up serious injuries, and wanted to save themselves for the World Cup. We will never know. All we know is that Everton beat Manchester City at the end of the day. So with a lot of things that is happening, Pep Guardiola came out and Mikel Arteta came out complaining about how this World Cup will actually injure more of their players than help. And I'm even surprised that they're actually coming out, but there are also other teams that are affected even more than even them. So what I'm gonna do, I have a list here, and I'm just gonna follow it in different ways, telling you the players that are going from each different clubs, not only in the Premier League but also in La Liga, because I felt like maybe there's a club that is affected more than even Manchester City and Arsenal. So let's get into the videos. So I'm just gonna start as it just set up. So the first team that starts is this players of Liverpool that are heading to the World Cup. Alisson, of course, is a starter for Brazil. Fabinho, not really sure because there's Casemiro. Ibrahima Konate, I'm not sure about this one, but he could be as well a starter. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker is back, but we don't know how fit he is, so I'm not sure there as well. Jordan Anderson, of course, not a starter. Darwin Nunes, I have not seen Uruguay that much, and somebody can tell me in the comment section how much he is. Virgil van Dijk is a starter. So, of Liverpool 7 players that are going to the World Cup, only Virgil van Dijk is a proven starter of the team. So, that is going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. Barcelona now, these are the players that are going to World Cup for Barcelona. We have a Rafinha, which I believe is going to be starter for Brazil. We have Ronaldo Araujo for Uruguay. We have Sergio Busquets, which I think is going to be starter. Eric Garcia, not sure, I think. Pedri, of course, will be a starter. Gavi, Jordi Alba, Fernan Torres, which I don't think is going to be a starter. Ansu Fati, a starter for Spain. Ter Stegen, number 2 for Germany. We have Usman Dembele, which I think is going to be a starter alongside the likes of Bampe or maybe he'll be a backup as well. We have João Kunde, which I know is going to be a starter for France. Frankie Dion, a starter for Netherlands. And Memphis Depay, who's not even fit, but they're saying they're hoping he'll be fit for Netherlands, who's going to be a starter if he's fit. And Lewandowski, of course, a starter for Poland. Andrea Christensen for Denmark, and Sergio Dist for USA, who's going to be a starter. And I don't even know who this Moroccan player is. So a total of 17 players are going to the World Cup for Barcelona, or 18 as well, including this Portuguese. I think he's a youngster. This Moroccan player, I think he's a youngster. So trust me, this will have some side effects. Imagine if half of the players are injured. It means that Barcelona are in trouble to prepare for their next game of La Liga or even Europa. Manchester United also has some players that are going there. Netherlands, they have Tarek Malakai. I don't think he'll be a starter. Harry Maguire, of course, a starter for England. Luke Shaw, of course, a starter. Marcus Rashford, a starter as well. Lisandro Martinez, I don't know, but a starter as well for Argentina. Eriksen, a starter for Denmark. Rafa Varane, who's not even fit, but they are taking him as well. Who's going to be a starter, of course. Casemiro, a starter for Barcelona, for Brazil. Fred, not really sure about being a starter. Anthony, not really sure as well, because I haven't seen so much of Barcelona with Anthony. Alex Telles, I think is going to be a starter as well, that left back. Cristiano Ronaldo, a starter for Portugal. Dalot, I don't think it's a starter for Portugal, but he'll be a backup. Bruno Fernandes, a starter as well. Then we have Perez, Uruguay. Then Heber, Mejeba or something like that. A total of 16 players that are going for Manchester United. That will have an impact somehow. And I want to hear your thoughts as well. Real Madrid's players that are going to the World Cup. We have Thibaut Courtois, of course, a starter for Belgium. Eden Hazard, a starter. Dani Carvajal, I don't think he's a starter. No, he is a starter, Danny. He is a starter. Then Marcus Alonso for Spain. Not really. And I think also I'm being told that he's injured. So we'll find out what happens there. Antonio Rudiger, of course, a starter for Germany. We have Edgar Militao, Brazil. Not sure if he's a starter. Vinicius, of course, a starter. Rodrigo, I think he's going to be a backup than a starter. Of course, Tchouaméni is going to be a starter, especially that they don't have Kante and Pogba. Camavinga, of course, I think it's going to be a backup. Benzema, a starter. Luka Modric, a starter. Then Fede Valverde, a starter for Uruguay. So a total of 13 players that are going to the World Cup. If those people are injured, then Real Madrid is in trouble as well. So you wonder what's going to happen with these teams. Then we have Manchester City players that are going to the World Cup, which Pep Guardiola is complaining. Nathan Ake, of course, a starter. Calvin Phillips, not really. Kyle Walker, a starter. John Stones, a starter. Phil Foden, a starter. Grealish, a starter for England. Joel Alvarez, not really sure, but I think it's going to be a starter. Laporte, of course, a starter. Rodri, a starter for Spain. Ilkay Gundogan, a starter for Germany. Kevin De Bruyne, a starter for Belgium. Belgium. Ederson, a backup to Alisson. Manuel Akanji, Switzerland, I'm not really sure about him. João Cancelo, a starter for Portugal. Ruben Diaz, a starter. And Bernardo Silva, a starter for Portugal as well. So those are some different players that are going to the World Cup, and these are most of the clubs that are affected. And somebody's gonna say, you put Liverpool there. No, I'm not really affected though, so it was just there in the list. But you can see Barcelona has 18 players going, Real Madrid with 13, Man City with 16, and Manchester United with this 17, if I'm not mistaken. These who were with 16, that will have an impact on the squads when we come back from the World Cup, because injuries are gonna be there in Qatar, and we don't know how the games will go like. We don't know how key things will play out. But I think what the manager is saying, whatever their points that I'm making, is that it's really making sense, because a lot of players will be injured. So the question is this: what do we do to save these players, because it looks like they're going to be injured? By the way, in the 16 players of Manchester City, you can add Haaland, as he has been loaned in the next 29 games for a team that is in Division 1. That is crazy. Oh, is it in the American League? I think it's in the American League, which is called Stone, something like that. They said that they're going to use them because they'll be playing while he's going to be resting, so they want to keep him fit. Keep him fit might mean also injuries as well, because that's one of the most important things a manager has to protect, injuries of the players. So Man City agreed. I don't know why Guardiola would do such a crazy thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people, over this. But that's why we're being told managers are crying over their players that have went to the World Cup, and a lot of injuries might come. Arteta is leading the league. Things might change when we come back, because people like Saka went to the World Cup. People like Martinelli went to the World Cup. I don't know. Adams Ramsdale might come back, not the strong keeper he was, and they don't have a proven goalkeeper as backup. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's gonna be exciting. But this is my first World Cup video. I'll cover others. I might not finish the World Cup. I will explain why am I saying that. But let's enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. Click the like button, subscribe to the connect. Click here to watch my video where I was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's video that is going viral. And click here to watch my big match preview and reviews. We'll be out. In fact, I think I should change that to the World Cup now. So to watch the World Cup playlist, which is coming out, to find out all that we're going to be covering. I'm out. Peace. Be blessed, people.